Good morning, Bike MS. Woo!
Woo!
Hey, welcome to Bike MS Facebook Live on this, well, is it a beautiful day? Now, I think it's windy for that coast-to-coast ride, but don't worry. Just like most Bike MS rides, the wind is going to be behind you, letting you sail right down that course. We hope your families are all staying safe and healthy. My name is Ro Colopy, and I've been involved in the New Jersey chapter since 1989, when I actually rode in a Bike MS event before I was diagnosed. I was diagnosed in 1991. But you know what? Most of you know me because you've seen me under my orange tent with my megaphone and my cowbell cheering you guys on. So, which I love every year. But you know what? This year, in this virtual mode, I'd like to introduce you to a few of my bike friends from coast to coast. We have Bill Fredericks. Bill, give a wave. Woohoo! From Allison's Angels. We got Mike Bowen. Mike, give a wave there in our little patriotic shirt. I love it. And then we got Steve and his cool headset. I like it, Steve. And Steve's got too many team captain names. We're just going to call him Team Captain. All right.
There you go.
Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. I'm really looking forward to talking about your stories about why you ride, what inspires you, and even your favorite fun MS bike moments. Now, everybody out there, these three guys, they're longtime friends of the National MS Society and Bike MS. Some of them are volunteers sometimes. They put on that hat. They are riders. They're even committee members, top fundraisers. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Team captains and all around amazing MS supporters. You know, while we all like to love to be together this weekend, we're really thrilled that we can be connected virtually to keep our amazing community going no matter where we are. Because, you know, our community is stronger now. Here we go. Stronger. Look at that back right now. Or bicep. That's a bicep, right? Yeah, here we go. We're stronger right now as we all share our connection to Bike MS. So whether you have a personal connection to MS, wait a minute, I have MS. So everybody out there, you now have a personal connection. Or you just love to ride your bike or volunteer. We always need those. Or you are here for that part A at the finish line. We'd love to hear about it. So make sure you tell us why you ride or volunteer in that comment section. So no matter what device you have on, you can write something in. We're going to check it out. Also, make sure you share your photos, your videos. Hey, you know, we got new attire now we got to do, you know, who's wearing their mask? Do you need to? What do you do? What do you think about it? Hey, and I love it, Steve. Now that's the mask that you don't have to wear. And people aren't going to go near you either if you're wearing that mask. So that works out really well. And don't forget, use your virtual bibs. Now, bibs have a whole new thing. Now, Steve, I heard you made a really wild virtual bib. Do you have that handy at all? Or
Oh, I followed the instructions like we're supposed to. So,
all right, here we go. Show it up there. All right, look, he's got his stickers on there. Now, you know, bibs always tell a story. First off, if people have gold one, that means they're a gold spokesperson. But you know, this guy Mike and Bill, you know, they've got a little bit different story because, you know, you see the number 1 and number 2 on their bibs. Well, guess what? It turns out Bill last year was the number 1 fundraiser. See, he has that one. But Mike, what do you think? You know, you're going to try to catch up and get that one this year?
Definitely.
All right. So we've got a little competition going there.
Not gonna happen.
Isn't there a wager going on, guys?
Yeah, Bill and I have a $25 donation wager to either one of us. Whoever comes on top has to donate $25 to their account. So
what if that $25, you know, well, I don't know, it'd make you over more.
Well, I'm only $513 away from him. It doesn't show on my MS page, but I'm going to beat him, especially after today's event.
Yeah, I can't compete with these two guys. They're rock stars.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. Later on, you're going to share some of your fundraising things for us. So this is the hashtag we're going to do. Hashtag virtual bike MS. That's where you're going to put your photos, your fundraising events. And did you actually know that you can watch this broadcast later with your team or share it with your friends and family? So while our Bike MS experience may look different this year, our mission remains the same. Stop MS. And MS doesn't stop, so neither do we, right? And we know this crisis right now is really especially difficult for people affected by MS. And because of that, the Society has created a COVID-19 response fund to ensure that we meet the urgent and expanding needs of the MS community during this critical time. I mean, I haven't left my house, or not left my house, but gone to a store or a public place since March 12th. But I'm hanging in because I want to be healthy. But this is where you guys come in. There's still time to register for Bike MS as a virtual rider. You can gather your teams and fundraise. You know, every little bit helps. You can do for anything. How many years people have known you. Mike and Bill and Steve are all going to give us some fundraising tips later on. But did you know if you raise the minimum for this ride, you get free registration in any fall bike ride? And that's a great thing. And don't forget, once again, share those fundraising successes in those comments with the virtual Bike MS, right? Hashtags. Speaking of celebrations, we've got a fun-filled day planned for you. So keep an eye on the local Facebook event for more photos, challenges, videos, notes from staff, volunteers, and riders. Also, you can join our Strava Club by searching for Bike MS cyclists. Log your ride and share your mileage with us. Now, I'm really thrilled that we're going to start talking about some stories from Bill, Mike, and Steve, because they have incredible stories and things. But you know what? Let me share one of my Bike MS stories, one of my favorite stories to kind of kick us off. Last year was my 30th anniversary of being involved with the MS Society. As I said before, I rode in 1989 with my husband before I was diagnosed. So 30 years, that was kind of niching at me. And I said, you know what? My daughter, since she was born before I was diagnosed, she's never seen me on a bike. So what I decided to do, I grabbed Lindsay Wright. Did you guys see that video this morning with Lindsay and Eddie? They were on their bikes, kicking us all off. If not, you got to check it out. So anyway, I borrowed Lindsay, I borrowed a bike, and I practiced. I did some hills and showed up at Bike MS in September with my I Ride with MS shirt. Now my daughter looked at me like, where'd you get that shirt from? I'm like, Krista. She's like, no way, you're going to ride? I thought that was the coolest mommy and daughter moment. But you know what? It wasn't. After the kickoff, we're riding along, we're going up this hill. I'm like, wait a minute, is this a hill or is this an incline? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to change my gears. I'm getting confused. And instead of switching my gear, I hit the brake and I stopped the bike and she's like, it's okay, Mom, we got this. Come on, we got this. And she helps me along. Come on, Mom, you can do this. It was great. Got into that rest stop, the first rest stop, which was my goal for the day. I burst into tears. She burst into tears.
Aww.
Everybody at the rest stop. That was the best mommy and daughter moment. So that's my kind of cool day. Now, Bill, you ride for your daughter, Allison. Your team name is what?
Allison's Angels. And you'll all want to make a note of that because after this broadcast, you'll probably want to donate to the team.
Yes.
To be part of what will probably be the #1 team again. But anyhow, yeah.
So were you a rider before she was diagnosed? How did this happen? How did you start riding?
Yeah, by the way, congratulations on your 30 years.
Yeah.
Great job. And I'm the rookie in this group here. Steve has been doing this for 33 years and Mike, you're 23 years, right? So I'm only 13 years. So I'm kind of the newbie to the job. So yeah, I used to love to ride as a kid. And now that I'm a senior kid, I still enjoy riding. But the good part of it is really that people make donations to MS to help MS, but they're also helping me stay in shape. So that's one of my ways I stay incentivized to hang in there. So.
Mm-hmm. So, and Bill, you have raised over $230,000 in those 13 years. So that is pretty cool. Wow. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Now, what about you, Mike? Now, so Mike, you're struggling in this #2 position. What is your your favorite fundraising tip? You know, what are you doing? What's your best thing to do to try to get to that #1 place?
Well, I learned many years ago. I was a champion fundraiser with the Tour of Champions for 14 years, and on those events where you met people all over the United States, you went to workshops and you learned, fundraising tips. I was never on social media. I never had a Facebook page, a Twitter page. They got me on that. And what I learned, the most important thing I learned is I'm an old-fashioned guy. I write letters to people, my friends and family and corporations that I've been associated with. And what I learned was, and I get checks back there, not online. But I learned at one of those workshops that a self-addressed stamped envelope with that. So if it takes money to make money, and I put that, and I was mailing out at one time, quite a few years ago, 350 letters out there. This
Wow.
year was 250. So then there's still a lot of empty envelopes I didn't get back yet, guys. So you can send them back. But that's very, within 2 weeks, I have $10,000.
Wow.
Just with that little
Nice.
self-addressed
Well
stamp I
done.
built, telling my
Mm-hmm.
story. So
I
that was
love
the
it. I
best
love
tip
it.
that's the best tip I can give anyone. And just
All
talk it
right.
up. Wear shirts. I wear, wherever I go around town, I wear a Bike MS shirt, right? And people say, oh, and I have cards, business cards with Bike MS on it. So it's just talk it up.
Great, great. Now, Steve, what about you? Now you do a lot of different rides. So
Yeah,
you must meet lots of different groups of people. What's your little tip here?
I usually do 3 to 4 MS events this season. So I typically rotate which one I fundraise for, and I just go around year after year after year. And what I've been doing is a number of years ago I realized that I can export from LinkedIn all of my contact information. And because I'm in the business world, I have over 2,000 contacts in LinkedIn. So I
Wow.
download that.
Okay.
I'm able to upload it to the MS Society's fundraising tools and send out literally over 2,000 emails.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Hmm.
then people start responding. So that's
Great.
one really good point. The other is just use the mobile app and the Facebook page, and it's almost effortless fundraising. And I think people
Hmm.
really enjoy seeing all of the pictures from the events and going back and seeing about who they sponsored and their experience in the event. And it's a lot of fun.
Great. And Bill, what is your favorite moment? Do you have a favorite moment that has happened during these rides at all? Do you have
A favorite moment. Um,
or a
I
funny
guess,
story, anything along the
yeah,
way
I
that
guess
you
eating a couple donuts and a banana at the breakfast.
mhm.
Of course, seeing you at the finish line, ringing your bell.
I like that.
And a favorite moment. I guess it's just the bonding for a number of hours with so many nice people. And if somebody gets a flat tire and you get 5 other people stopping right away
Yep.
to
Hmm.
say how you
Community.
doing, you need
Hmm.
help, so on and so forth. So we're all part of a common community during these events, and it's just a very rewarding experience. When you say, uh, you get out of it what you put into it, but I always get a lot more out of it than I put into it
Hmm.
because it's just a great
Great.
organization, very well organized. So.
What about you, Mike? What inspires you each year?
Each year, well,
Hmm.
my main inspiration are my cousin Eileen and Pat Cooper, who has MS, which I think you know, and 34 other people that are my special pedal mates that I pedal my butt off for every year to raise enough funds to help support the society, the chapter needs for the
Hmm.
day needs for these people in the chapter. But when I first started 23 years ago, I had no connection to MS at all. It was just a fun ride with a buddy after I
Yep.
retired.
Hmm.
I can't do 170 miles, and with training and fuel, we did it, and I was proud.
Hmm.
I raised $1,005. And that was May. November that year, my cousin Eileen was diagnosed. And I said, wow, there's a reason for everything. And since that time on, I've been riding my butt off for Eileen and all the other people I've met over the years that I love, that have the courage and the wherewithal to continue on and still have a smile, like Pat Cooper. Look at her on my page, a beautiful person. And she's a
Hmm.
high fundraiser, a top fundraiser herself with her MS walk.
Nice.
So I'm going to shout out to her. Well, hi, Pat. Love
Good.
you.
Go
And
for it.
see you soon.
Hmm.
All right.
Hmm. Now, don't forget, you can share your stories, your fundraising tips on that hashtag virtual bike MS. Now, I know a lot of the cyclists don't have that connection to MS, so that's kind of a cool thing. That's why I love to hear a story like yours, like you didn't really have a connection, but then through the ride, you get to meet different people. We used to have that champs program where you could wear that bandana, and we're going to try to bring that back as we ride so we can connect with people with MS with those riders. So, Steve, what brings you to why do you do so many different rides? Like, what inspires you to keep riding for MS?
Yeah, I started out as I got recruited as an EMT, And I just got interested and involved in the charity, the camaraderie. Such a well-run organization where the funds raised actually go where they're supposed to go, which is
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily the same for all charities. So the efficiency of this
Yep.
organization is amazing. And then I got to meet people like you, Ro. Known
Oh,
you
thanks.
for over 30 years, and
I know.
you're
Ringing
just an
that
amazing,
bell.
you're an amazing story. You're an inspiration. Seeing you, and when you were diagnosed and winding up in a scooter and going from a scooter to walking with crutches and crutches to a cane to last fall, seeing you ride a bike, I swear, it brings
That
tears.
kills.
Yes. So that's what keeps me coming back. And, the more I can get involved and help out with a charity, the happier I am. And, the different events I'm involved with have different personalities, from the large events with 7,000 riders to, coast with just a few hundred riders. They're a different feel.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the
Okay.
day, it's the same feel. It's the community that's, out here for MS. So keeps me
And
going.
all that fundraising, as you said, that was an important point, Steve, that you made. That fundraising that you raise, it does go to help the people like myself with MS. We have a navigator program that goes across the United States. If I myself as an MS person need help for whatever it is, I just dial in the number and they get me to somebody who will lead me to the correct place to go, whether it be something about medications or it might be COVID things or anything like that. They have a great team there. It also helps provide financial assistance. I remember way back when I needed that scooter, the MS Society helped provide it for me. They even had a camp for my daughter when she was little. And they're continuing groundbreaking research in hopes for a cure. I mean, that's what we're all looking for, right? That CURE, cure, right? And they have advocacy efforts across the country. I have good friends of mine who are the advocates. They go to Washington and they fight for our rights as persons with disabilities. There's so much to do. So let me ask you, Bill, just to wrap this up, do you have any favorite training? Like, how do you train to do this ride every year?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me more about fundraising
Or
tips.
Oh, that's okay. Well, we can whip back to that. Sure. You have a fundraising tip for us also? Go for it.
Well, I'll have to ask Mike to go on mute because I don't want to let him hear.
By the way, if anyone doesn't know about it, Bill and I have a $25 bet, so that's why I'm gonna beat him.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All
you
right.
mute.
Well,
Let's see, Bill. What's your best tip there?
All right. Well, I think of myself as being pleasantly aggressive. Other people may say obnoxious. I usually, if I meet somebody new, I wait till the second sentence and I ask them if they ride a bike, and they look at me like, no, I don't, or whatever. And then I say you should, and you have a conversation. And my goal is to get their email address by the end of the conversation, and I tell them I'm going to put them in my distribution list. The other thing is if, of course, I've been around for a while, so had the opportunity to go to several high school reunions and college reunions, and there you usually get some material that has a profile on somebody, has their email addresses, so automatically put them into your distribution. And I was surprised at the number of my old classmates that I hadn't seen in years or talked to. All right, now all of a sudden we're email buddies, and they made donations very quickly.
Nice, great.
That worked out well. And picking up on what Michael said, I in all due respect to the MS program and the template letters that they send out, I always customize those, and always
I have my own,
and always do a personal email address thank you rather than just through the MS. And I think that went
great tips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So as far as training, just quick, my bride of 53 years, Carol, and I ride together. She's a two-time lung cancer surgery survivor. She only has 3 lobes left in lungs, but we ride and we train together. And she has, in addition to Allison, who has MS, they've been my 2 big inspirations, in addition to Michael. So
great. I love these stories, and it's really nice to have you 3 gentlemen here because we have the old school, you know, of sending out those actual letters and the thank you notes, which are so important, right? You're going to, Bill, you have something else there?
No, you were referring to Mike and I as old.
Oh,
we are.
No.
We are, Bill.
Old
We are, Bill.
school.
But
I'm very careful. You know, hey, I'm in that generation.
My
Anyway, we
thank
won't
you.
get into that. But anyway, you're doing it with writing letters and sending thank you notes. Where Steve, you're doing more of the new school, let's call it. You know, you're more in tune to your to the computer and sending out the emails and things like that. So that's good for people out there to know. So anybody out there, you have any great fundraising tips to add? But I like that. But the thing is that you're reaching out to different groups of people. Bill, you're almost like Big Brother watching you. I don't know if I'm going to say, run away from that guy. He's going to get my information, you know?
Absolutely.
But
I will.
it.
I'll track you down. Yes.
I have a thank you tip that I use every year too. I take photos all along the rides, both the 1 day and 2 day ride, and using Vistaprint, which I have Bill to get. You should get business cards. All right. I know this is backwards, but this is an MS card. Vistaprint,
nice.
You get 250 cards for like $10, and it has my email address and join the movement to make a difference. But Vistaprint, I get my pictures and I send them to all my sponsors, pictures, and give them a description
nice.
of each photo. And it's worked for, you know, over 20 years now. So, and they look forward to those postcards. So use the postcards, Bill, next year or this year.
Well, you know, in your 23 years of riding, Mike, you've raised over $600,000. So that's nothing to sneeze at. So this is very cool.
I have raised personally $371,000. The team has added another 248,000 change. A total
right, yeah.
But it's awesome to see the numbers, and I just want to take a short moment to thank all my generous, wonderful friends and family, and corporations and sponsors that over these years that made this achievement possible. And without them, we couldn't have helped MS, you know, over these years in that amount at all. And I'd like to certainly thank my teammates, my wonderful grandson, Nicholas DeSantis, his father, Gary, my two other teammates, Rich Danko and Edwin Goodell. But my daughter, who's my primary, Joanne DeSantis, my primary cheer squad, but she did ride for 3 years, which was great. I'm very proud of her of that. My wonderful wife of 54 and a half years that supported me and got up early on Saturday mornings and came back late on Sundays from Cape May. That's helped me stuff envelopes every year. So God bless everybody and thank you.
Nice shout outs. I love it. Well, you know, everybody out there, remember now, if you do the minimum fundraising for this virtual event, you can ride in any of the fall bike rides for the MS Society and your registration will be covered. So think about that. So remember, right now, there's 4 things that you can do. You can register and build your team. Remember, no registration fee, as I just said, for the virtual ride. Raise funds. Your fundraising fuels critical programs and services that you can be here for people affected by MS for this crisis, but beyond the crisis. Because as we said before, MS doesn't stop. What's the easiest way to get started? Well, log on to your participant center, and set up your Facebook fundraising. Now, in that participant center, there's a really big URL. It's a little hard to follow, but you can change that to be go-to / in your name. That way it might be easier for you to remember how to put it on things. Also, share how your fundraising has worked. Remember, use that virtual Bike MS hashtag with your photos, give us fundraising tips. Kick off the fundraising by making your own personal donation. And every donation you get on Facebook, reprint it and thank that person. So it goes out again. Then it goes on their Facebook page. It's a great way to spread it. And finally, keep on riding. Whether you're home on a trainer or outside for a socially distanced, maybe with a little mask ride, okay? Put on your favorite Bike MS shirt and show us. Remember, use that hashtag, virtual Bike MS, all right? I want to thank Mike, Bill, and Steve for joining us and giving us our stories and getting us ready for an amazing bike weekend. Guys, do you really think, are we stronger together or what, right?
We are stronger.
Everybody passing along, it's good. And we know we can keep this momentum up in our fundraising goals toward a cure. All right, I challenge all of you out there to increase your fundraising goals. Launch your Facebook fundraiser. Just ask. You've gotten some great tips from these three gentlemen. I also have to take a moment and thank our outstanding bike sponsors, especially Premier National Sponsor, Primal, our national sponsor, Left Hand Brewing Company. We also have great local sponsors supporting our rides all year long. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to stop MS in its tracks, restore what's been lost, and most importantly, end MS forever. So stay tuned for more Bike MS fun on the local event page for both Bike MS Coast to Coast. Don't forget, share your photos and your fun stories, all right? Also, you can join us next week on Saturday, May 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for our next virtual ride Facebook Live broadcast. Wait a minute, I just realized that, Bill, you did some shout outs. Mike, Steve, you got some shout outs you want here? I forgot about that to ask you.
Actually, sure. I'm going to miss two friends this year, coast to coast, who are always out there at rest stops cheering us on with, fuzzy orange things and little things on their heads. Lindsay and Eddie, see you at Country in the fall, and I'll miss your smiling faces today.
And do you guys know that all day long we're going to be doing some Facebook things, and I know that some families have been personally affected by the COVID, and one of our special riders, we're going to do a big shout out to him, to his family for their loss of him for the COVID virus. So please stay tuned later on. I think that's at 10:45 for Joe Spina, a man very dear to my heart. And I really think that this time is a little bit, it's challenging right now to get out there, and everybody's home. So you can make some phone calls maybe and call some people who you think might want to ride next year, as Bill's saying, try to get them, see if they ride. Because if you get a new rider, then that rider gets more money. And maybe is that one way we can raise more money for all of this? Any other quick little fun stories before we disconnect? Anything that we've missed that you wanted to tell everybody? Anybody? Go ahead.
Just let you know that you see the jersey that I'm wearing in the background there, Primal, which is one of our major sponsors. I had my first team had 4 members, and I had this jersey I bought online. And after a few years, when I had 10 people, it was out of stock. And I was in the elevator in Denver at Tour Champions, and I see a guy with Primal on his lapel. I said, "Oh, do you have anything to do with Primal?" He was the president and CEO of Primal. I said, "Wait, I have a jersey. I have a problem." And he got his design team to come back, bring that old design back, and put some bling on it, MS bling on it for me. And they are a great group, and they gave money back on every year they we buy the jersey. So they're a terrific outfit.
So now, Steve, you have, speaking of jerseys, you have all those jerseys behind you. They're all different colors. What's that all about? What are they from?
We got lots of jerseys. This is just a sampling of the collection from all these years, but these ones are all specifically coast to coast. Some of my favorites, as well as my larger team, Team Evesham, are jerseys. But yeah, every single one has a story.
But now, wait a minute now. So those are all like coast to coast jerseys. Like, how did you get them? Were you like gold spokes? It's because of the amount of money you raised that you got these cool ones?
It's funny you bring that up. So if you're looking for a collection like this, and you want to get lots of jerseys in your closet and be able to rotate them when you're out training, you've got to hit the minimums and raise over $1,000 in order to get one of these event jerseys. But it's takes you down memory lane when you go through your closet and you see. I think my oldest is 1993. That's hanging in my closet. So.
Yeah, I see Mike's got them.
This was a cool jersey here that year with the lighthouse.
With the bike on it?
Yeah, the bike on it.
So you guys, so the MS Society gave you these jerseys because you raised over $1,000. Is that the deal here? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's the deal.
That's great.
That's great.
Keep on fundraising.
It takes money to raise money. So that little incentive from the MS Society that costs them a little money, which hopefully they could get them all donated from Primal, whatever it is. They get incentive back from the riders to keep raising that minimum $1,000.
And you know what? Cool. If you go out and you ride in one event and you raise money and you get one of these jerseys, then you go out to a neighboring event and you volunteer and you get one of these cool shirts too.
Ro,
Very
just,
true. I like it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
If we have a couple more seconds, two items.
ahead.
One, we have a great team member who makes a $1,000 donation on his own. So he has a collection of shirts. They cost him $1,000 each. So it's not really a giveaway. Another point that people should be reminded that you have until August, what is it, August 15th for the cutoff?
Or 7th.
August
August
7th is
7th.
the fundraising right now. The
Okay,
fundraising
so
cutoff.
everybody remember that. So don't shut down after this weekend. You got to ramp up, actually. And lastly, I would say we don't have to do it here, but say a prayer for all of those with MS and all of those that are potentially exposed to and are have expired because of COVID-19. A real
Yep,
disaster, but we're going to get over it. So.
Yeah, yes, it is. It is a very, very trying time, and I love that they will do a tribute later on after our broadcast on some special people that we have lost due to COVID-19, and yes, and I like that you brought up that you can not only fundraise till August 7th, but if today's too windy of a day, this is a great thing because you can pick maybe Monday is going to be a nice, prettier day, and you can go out and do your ride, or you can decide that maybe this year you're not so sure about the riding, but you can ride on your trainer at home, or you can still fundraise even though you're not actually doing those miles. And I think people are more understanding toward that. And I love that you guys have shared such great tips. And I hope everybody out there does more fundraising this year. And I think we're almost ready to end our little broadcast, but this has just been a great time. Do you guys have a good time also with this?
Terrific.
Yes, thanks for inviting me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank everyone. And please, everyone, stay safe and stay well, all right, in this terrible time in our lives.
All right.
Yep.
And remember, you can even get a whole team after this. You could be so inspired by us that you run out and grab some people and you make your own team, or you can join Bill, Mike, or Steve's teams out
That's
there. All right. Or ride September for Krista's crew. There's so many MS bike rides out there. All right. So I guess I'm going to say thank you very much. Have a safe weekend and keep checking back for more fun.
And I'm going to say goodbye to my grandnephew, Michael Henry, okay? Down in
All right.
Tennessee.
All right. Thanks, Ro. Great job.
All right. I love doing this with all of you. Thank you. Have a great, safe day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. You
Good
too.
job.
Bye.